So we're live
Go
on
ahead.
StreamYard. We're
Yep.
live on
Go ahead and
StreamYard.
just start it, and I'll hit go
Uh,
live on Instagram as soon as it pops up.
no, we're live on StreamYard. We're good. All right, y'all. We're still working through a little bit of the bugs, but welcome. One seed, baby. Anyway, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Niner Faithful. I know everyone is having a legendary day. We're gonna, of course, talk about the game, the one seed, everything that we got going on. I think Jason's gonna agree with my overall statement, but we'll see because I actually didn't mention this to him for a reason. But before we get started today, of course, we got to remind everybody to help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of this podcast and video. Go to seatgiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. And of course, listen Friday. Jason's got a special announcement for actually a couple weeks from this week. But yeah, stay tuned Friday, 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. Jason and I will be previewing Niners Yams. There's going to be stuff to get into, but not the most interesting game in the entire world. But still, going to be fun to talk about it. Follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio. Twitter at Niner Faithful R. To see everywhere you can subscribe to the show, go ahead and visit NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. And catch me going live for pregame this week. Jason will be doing halftime. Right, Jason? Halftime? Jason says thumbs up on the halftime. And Jamie will be doing our postgame. And, of course, stay tuned to the end of the show for your special 20% off a coupon code off of all Season 3 for the Faithful by the Faithful apparel. Exclusively available at NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Ladies and gentlemen, Faithful of all ages, let's get the show cracking.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana. Touchdown, John Taylor.
What's cracking, Jason?
Hello, my brother. How's it going, my dude?
Hey, legendary, bro. You and I were just talking in the green room before, we got this cracking. And I said, look, bro, I literally thought there was absolutely zero chance. I think I might have legitly said on the halftime show, it's a wrap. I thought that essentially it was going to come down to this week for the one seed. God bless the Cardinals. I will never say another bad word about Kyler Murray unless we're playing him or, them losing helps the Niners. But from now, you know what? I might even just call them the Cardinals from now on.
It was funny because I found out in Seahawks, because obviously, for those that don't know, I went to the Seahawks Steelers game with my family. I did nothing 49ers all weekend because I want to hang out with them and all that kind of stuff for the New Year's. And so I'm sitting in the middle of Lumen Field, and I look down at my fucking phone, and obviously I'm just surrounded by like Steelers and Seahawks fans, and I'm like, yes! And everybody was looking at me like, why the fuck is this guy cheering? There's nothing going on. I'm like, yeah! I was like, number one seed! We got it!
Yeah, it was
just like, my family's like, oh, shut up.
Yeah, no, it was so funny because I was, obviously at home and everything like that. And so we, I forget if I heard it on KBR or looked at my phone or something, and I found out they had came back or they were only down by 1 or something. So I was like, you know what? Let me start paying attention. And then, it goes back and forth. They keep on tying it.
At the ref?
And then they had took it to 31-28 lead. And my girl essentially said, hey, babe, I think – because I told my girl straight up, I was like, I think we're going to have to win out. I think the Eagles are going to win out, and I think we're going to essentially have to win every game. And she was pretty much like, hey, babe, yeah, I think you're right. There's only 2 minutes left. And I was like, look, babe, that's actually kind of an eternity in football. Like, 2 minutes and you got the 2-minute warning and 2 timeouts, with the football. Yeah, that's kind of an eternity in football.
It's like in the NBA when you got hack a Shaq and you've turned the last 2 minutes into a game until about 45 minutes.
Yeah. Literally, as a man who Shaq was my favorite Laker, during that time period. Yes, I totally agree. So I was about to take a piss or walking or something, and I looked at my phone and I said, and I saw that it went final, or I saw that it wasn't on the, live game thing.
Active scores.
So active score. So I looked and I was scrolling down, and I said, son of a bitch, they did it. And I ran up to my girl. I was like, babe. I said, the Cardinals won. I was like, they fucking lost. I said, we're the 1 seed, baby. And then, you know what, Jason? This is the thing I was talking about earlier with the statement that I made. I don't know if you saw my post on Facebook. But I said, you know what? No victory cigars tonight. We've been here before. This is what we should expect. # the quest ain't over. Am I wrong?
What was it? Was it Dre Greenlaw? I'm tired of these damn shirts.
Basically, he said, I've had this shirt before. I want a Super Bowl shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
And
it is to be celebrated. Let's not overlook the fact that the first step was winning the NFC West. We got that. The next step was securing the 1 seed. So we celebrate the step, but that's it. Okay, cool. High five each other. What is the rule? 24 hours and we're done?
Yep.
No matter win or lose, 24 hours. You celebrate, you cry, and after that, you're good to go again.
Yeah, I mean, I call it the 6-step plan. 1, make the playoffs. 2, win the division. 3, win the conference. 4, win the divisional game. 5, win the NFC Championship game. 6, win the Super Bowl. 6-step plan to end the quest for 6. So, look, you can't get to step 6 without getting to step 3.
True.
So completing step 3 should be acknowledged. Hell of a season. I am proud because the last 2 times we were the 1 seed, I felt that we deserved it. Overall, through the course of, let's say, legitly the 16-week, what it ended up being that, I know there's some still, we'll get into the standings and scenarios and stuff like that. But we were the best team in the league, I feel, this year. Or at least, so excuse me.
We're the best NFC team.
The NFC team. We have to give it to Baltimore because legitimately they beat us. So, we can't say we're the best team in the league. They beat us head to head.
The math adds up to them.
Yeah, math adds up to them. So let's be real. If the Super Bowl was like any other, of the rest of the playoff seeding, the Super Bowl would be in Baltimore. Either, So they earned it. Congratulations. But I'm proud. But I've also seen the Niners be the 1 seed and lose the first game.
Every team has had that same thing.
And Haberman and Middlecoff had said something. There's like, look, anything but a Super Bowl bid would be an absolute disaster.
Agreed. 100%.
And I totally agree. And I want to take it a step further and say, look, fine, whatever, hey, we have a 1 in 8 shot right now of winning and all that. But anything,
Miss Teresa?
What's up, Miss Teresa? Anything but ending the quest for 6 is a disaster to me. Because, yeah, I mean, that's how I literally feel. You know what got me on this mindset, Jason? You. You and Dre Greenlaw. You, when I told you that when it was Merry Clinchmas, and I lit the cigar, I looked at it and I said, you know what, bro? When you looked at me, you said, look, I'm gonna have that cigar. You know what, Jason? I got him chilling in my humidor right now, brother. If you are down here sleeping on the bed I'm looking at right now for the parade, I will gladly hand you that fucking cigar, my dude.
And
like, I will gladly
smoke on that.
Oh, I swear to God, bro. Like, my girl already knows. I already told her mom. Like, it's, you know.
I told my
bro.
my
I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, look, just so you know, February, is it the 11th or whatever? I was like, that week I might be gone.
Look, I straight up told my district manager. I straight up, like, my district manager was there, and I was like, look, boss, meaning my manager. I told my district manager, I said, boss already knows the day of the day, maybe even the day after the Niners, the parade. Boss knows I'm going to come up with Super Bowl-itis. Like, she just.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, and exactly. And to me, the way I look at it is, well, what's the excuse? What's the game that it's officially? You're going to take the it's official. What game do you see the Niners losing at home that you accept? I don't. You accept us losing to the Cry Girls? I don't. I'm sorry. No. Look, I'll admit I believe that it's Oh yeah. We're all getting together. It's a million.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big old. Like I said, it's gonna be a big old party.
It's gonna be. Look, bro, I already got the bottle of tequila. I got the bottle of Goldschlager in the room. It's not that much Goldschlager, but I already know what drink I'm gonna make. Like, my girls already. We're gonna get the Niner tequila at the start of the playoffs. You know, the 1800 Niner tequila. So yeah, but okay, so we got the Cry Girls. Do you accept losing to the Eagles? No.
Well, no, I don't expect losing to anybody. I guess if
the Lions, no, I'm not losing to Jared Goff at home. I'm sorry, that's not happening, bro.
I mean, if there's a team that kind of quote unquote scares me, it's the Rams coming in hot. If the Rams come in hot, because that offense can put up points just like we can, you know, if we're going up and down, up and down, up and down, and it comes to, like, you know, whoever's getting the ball last to win, you know, I mean, that kind of an offense is one. And you could even say that, because I know the Cowboys have put up points on quite a few people, but they've also put up points against people who just are terrible. I mean, granted, we have either, but we've also blown out the Eagles. We've blown out the Cowboys, you know, so.
Look, and some people could say this about us, you know, so I'm not hiding behind this. But let's be real, the Eagles and the Cry Girls this year, and maybe lightweight the Lions, have pretty much beat up on some teams that are bad. Oh, and when they faced the big bad bullies, aka of the NFC, aka us, it wasn't even like we beat them, bro. We destroyed them. Now, I want to get your opinion on this. Look, I don't expect us to. I don't expect us to blow out teams, except maybe the only team I could see us blowing out is if somehow the Eagles / Cry Girls, whoever the 5 CD, loses to Tampa or New Orleans. You know what? Whoever wins the NFC South. That's the only team I can see us blue. Like, because let's be real, Derek Carr against this defense and us against that, this offense against the, and let's say what you want about how Tampa Bay came into Levi's, and you know that game kind of felt a little closer than it ended up being. With the playoffs on the line, I'm sorry, we would destroy them. We would destroy Tampa Bay.
I mean, the only thing that you can say is that it's still any given Sunday. You know what I mean? Yes, we've beat this team. We beat this team. We blown them out. Blah blah blah. It's still any given Sunday, and that's the one thing that, you know, you just kind of, you never know. You know, just somebody just stepped on a crack or something stupid like that, and for some reason they just have that.
Got arrogant.
Yeah,
thought we were going to simply roll out the gold helmets and teams were going to lay down. Haberman, Middlecoff said something interesting today. And he said, you know what? We've seen this team destroy teams, right? Like embarrassing. Like, if the Eagles go out and they lose the first game, you know what's going to be said all offseason, that we broke them.
It's already it's been all over
yeah. I mean, Stephen A. Smith came out and said basically we delegitimized their NFC championship from last year. Because what happened? What did we basically say? If Brock was healthy, we would have whooped that ass. And then what happened? Brock was healthy, and we whooped that ass. But I did not know this. But the Chiefs are now. I don't know how old this video is, but they were 1-3 ever since Sirianni said, "I don't want to hear shit, Chiefs fans. Bye-bye." He came out when they beat Kansas City. What's up, John LaJoy, baby?
How's it,
good
brother?
to see you, bro. So, rest, Jason. I think that's the big. I mean, CMC's already been ruled out. Ambry Thomas has already been ruled out. I doubt Eric Armstead plays.
No, he's already.
I doubt Juwan Jennings plays.
I can see Juwan maybe getting some reps in if he's good to go. Depending on how his concussion stuff is good. Maybe just because he's missed a few weeks and stuff like that. So maybe get him like a half. Just get something going. I don't want to see Trent out there. Don't want to see Nick. The problem is obviously we can only rest so many people. Yeah. I say we rest Kittle. Do we rest Mooney Ward? Like at what point?
Yeah.
Do we start resting Fred?
Yeah. At what point? Exactly. And that's exactly what I'm saying. At what point? Because I literally broke it down to my girl today, and I said, "Babe, there's 53 players on our roster. 46 are active on game day." I said, "So if you rest your starters and defense, your starters on offense and defense, that literally leaves you with 24 players. You have to have a punter, a kicker, and a long snapper." I said, so that literally leaves you with 21 players. So somebody's playing both ways, and not to mention
juice punt. Just like
that's what I'm saying. So realistically, what you would do is I'm not saying that they're going to do this because they're not, but realistically, what you would do is you would have Mitch kick field goals and punt, and then you would give the spot that Moody, you would give the spot that Moody would take, and you would give that to a defensive player. And then not to mention just the fact that every 22 players are playing offense and defense every snap. People have got to play both special teams as well. Hey, and what you're doing is.
So let's do that for Friday.
Yeah.
On the Friday show,
we'll 5 people.
You choose 5 people. I'll choose 5 people. We'll 7. See who's 7. Okay. So we'll do 7.
We'll 7 inactives.
So we'll see who you choose and who I choose. That should be a little thing for Friday.
Okay. Yeah. Which we already know what? We already know CMC and Ambry Thomas. So really legitly we only get 5 because we already know CMC and Ambry Thomas.
And we'll see
So we'll see if we can guess the 7 inactives. I'm down. I'm hella down to do that. So Woody could put just saying fucking Brian, you would be down to fucking have Jake Moody play quarterback, bro. Sam Area, let's go. Hey, that's, I looked at my girl this morning on the way to work, and I said to her, if I was going to have Sam Darnold play any significant snaps this year, quote unquote, significant snaps, this is either a blowout or this type of game where it's meaningless game. There's literally nothing we can gain.
Just to get the rust, or not the rust, but the dust knocked off of his arm. All that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
We'll get more than 2 or 3, plays in for the most part. So yeah, it is good that we are going to be seeing something out of Sam Darnold. Hell, I wouldn't even give a damn if we put Brandon Allen in just for the hell of it. You know what I mean? Give him the 4th quarter. Why not?
Yeah. You know what would be intriguing for the bye week, Friday show bye week? Top storylines going into the playoffs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because look, I think somebody asked me today what I thought about Brock.
How's it? Edgar, I don't think you ever seen you around here. Thank you for showing up, brother.
what's up, Edgar? Good to see you, bro. Thank you for showing up. To me personally, I said what doesn't get talked about Jeff Garcia's record is the Niners were down a shitload in 2000. Let's not forget that was a bad football team.
True.
Who was down a lot. So I would be curious to see pass attempts. That's something I'm actually gonna.
I would bet you that it's still fewer with Brock. I'd put money on.
Oh yeah, really? Really?
I'd put money.
Okay, we'll look at it
right now.
We'll look at it.
I would put money that Brock has thrown less than Garcia did.
Oh yeah, less than Jeff. Yeah. I believe that. I believe Jeff threw more. But I'll look it up. No, I agree with you. I think Jeff threw more.
No. Oh, okay, I got you. All right.
Yeah. So anyway, really, the one is Steve. That's to me the one because that's the one where you're like, okay, that checks out. If I told you top 3 passing seasons in Niner history, Brock Purdy, fine, we accept number 1. Steve would come up before Jeff Garcia for most people. Because let's be real, we don't talk about this. Why don't we talk about this? Because we know our greats. We don't have to go by our numbers with our greats. You just know. People just know Joe Montana was a great quarterback. People know Ronnie Lott was a great safety. People know Jerry Rice was the greatest receiver. People just know this, and the only numbers we care about in this empire is the number of championships. That's how we measure ourselves. We don't measure ourselves by passing yard titles. But I said, look, you can't argue he's had one of the best seasons in Niner history. We can, I'm not going to say greatest, all that, because it's still to be written, obviously. But yeah, one of the greatest regular seasons in franchise history. That's what's up. We cannot deny that. I've watched it. I've watched literally every snap this season, every home snap. 99 to, because I actually went to his first start, was my first Niner game. 99 to 03. I want to say 04 was his first year with Tampa Bay.
I forgot.
So, yeah, he went to Tampa. He was, or no. He went to Cleveland first, then went to Tampa. He went to Cleveland first. I want to bet. I want to say he went to Cleveland first. Anyway, so I said, now what's going to make Brock one of the greatest quarterbacks, and not just the greatest season, but one of the greatest quarterbacks in franchise history, doing not necessarily beating the franchise record for passing every year, but putting up these type of seasons year after year after year after year after year, and ultimately winning a championship. Because the year is interesting by Brock. We've seen him look like a franchise quarterback. No doubt, sign him, chanting MVP at the stadium. We've also seen him throw 4 picks, which, look, I came out and I said, look, if Baltimore can beat us in the Super Bowl by us passing them, out rushing them, everything that we did, right, and get 3 tip picks. Okay, 1 legit pick, 3 tip picks, and 4th and 12. What the fuck are you gonna do? Pick. If they could beat us in the Super Bowl, you tip your cap and you say y'all deserve to be champions. But I wouldn't put my money on that.
To have another day like that, no.
I mean, this has to be Kyle's best team. Jamie and I in the post game.
Got to be one of the best talented teams ever in NFL history, I would think.
Because at least in the salary cap era, because let's be real, the Niners have done a lot of unthinkable. When you think about it, it's a perfect mix. When you look at it, Trent Williams, trade, free agent, quote, free agent signing. Nobody would argue about that. Done deal. Cool. Awesome. CMC, trade, talked a lot of shit when it went down. I think every team would do it if they told you this is what they were going to get. Yeah. Okay, Sprinkle is a free agent signing. Eric Armstead already on the team. Big prop, not this year, but big props to Jimmy Ward, holding it down. But you draft Huff, You draft Debo, you draft Nick Bosa, you draft Brock Purdy, you draft Aaron Banks, you know, all these players. But what makes it, we'll get into that because I believe so. We get into it. What I would pray for one more season, but we'll get to that in a second. It's hitting from basically essentially 17, 19, you know, or 17 because you got Kittle and Warner. To now is hitting on draft picks because essentially what have we've been able to do is have our superstars not be able to be paid. Now that's slowly starting to change, but Nick Bosa was on his rookie deal. Debo until last year was on his rookie deal. This doesn't happen in the modern day NFL. So as much credit goes to Shanahan, really, I think one of the best decisions, and I will admit this as being wrong, was hiring John Lynch. Love Kyle, you know, but Kyle with or without the front office. I won't specifically say John Lynch, but I'll say the front office. I mean, sure, he picked Debo, but there was a lot of Joe Williams, a lot of you know, with Kyle. You know, Debo is essentially the one that Kyle will always get props from because he spotted him at the Senior Bowl. I specifically started to develop a relationship with Debo. But you know, doesn't matter how wet Kyle was drawing up plays on the plays for Trey Lance. Because, you know, and let's be real. Without remove Brock, he would have been fired if we would have drafted Mac Jones. Mac Jones is that bad.
I don't know. I still think you can see it in Mac Jones to where if there was anybody who was a game manager, it would have been Mac Jones. I still think any young quarterback, as long as they, and I know somebody might take this the wrong way, but as long as you listen to Kyle, because, you know, Kyle wants you to, I want you to take 2 steps, turn, look to the right, turn to the left, throw the ball here. As long as you do that with Kyle and how this offense is timed out, you're fine. Mac Jones could have done that. Trey could have done that. You know, obviously with Trey, the whole issue with him was just the injury, but you know, the stuff that happened with him. I mean, yeah, but I mean, we never got to see him fully get a full chance, but that's, you know, neither here nor there anymore. But if a quarterback would just listen to Kyle, you know who was still good but didn't actually listen to Kyle? Jimmy. How many times those two they were just oil and water. And so again, I think Mac Jones would have been that kind of quarterback who would have done. I don't think he's as athletic as Brock is, but I think arm talent wise, he's in the same neighborhood.
I mean, it's neither here nor there.
We're pulling at straws at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we're giving up fodder at this point, but you know, we've seen, you know, Brock look MVP, you know, all that. We've also seen him throw for 4 picks or 2 picks or picks during crunch time, red zone picks. He's also a young quarterback.
Yep.
Now, luckily, besides Detroit, he knows these teams.
Yeah.
So ultimately, you know, he's faced the Cry Girls before. What are they going to do that they haven't done before? You know, kind of thing is how I'm feeling personally. The Eagles, same thing.
They'd have to flip.
I think the Eagles, just out of pure pride, will put up more of a fight. You know.
Yeah.
But anyway, it just feels kind of weird. Okay. This is one of the last points I want to get out of here, and then, you know, we don't need to drag this on forever unnecessarily. Were you when it was 10-10? I felt that's when Brock played his best. And if I took anything away from this, and yes, of course, it's the Commanders. Let's see you do that against Baltimore in the Super Bowl. Like whatever.
Yeah.
But that was weird because you and I went in the game where we're like, dude, we're gonna blow them out, and then we're gonna take our foot off the gas the second half. And it seemed just like something clicked in Brock, something clicked in the team, and I mean that touchdown to BA that's something different, bro.
How is it
that's
elite,
something,
Randy?
That's something like humble me, Jason. Tell me to calm down. Yes.
From Mr. McNiner. How's it, brother? Oh, I gotta stop it.
I was like, damn, Jason.
Well, I was trying to click. I was clicking between a few things. I was like, "Oh shit! I gotta go back and actually stop that."
So, I would say that, but ultimately, yeah, because when it comes down to it, Cleveland. Look, if we have to play Cleveland in the Super Bowl, I'm down for that. I'm down to play Cleveland in the Super Bowl, bro.
You want you some elite Joe Flacco? Joe Flacco's playing his ass off right now. Like, if you had told me at the beginning of the season, hey man, Joe Flacco's gonna leave the Browns to the Super Bowl, I'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? But Joe Flacco, man, he's actually playing some damn good football right now.
Joe Flacco, if Joe Flacco beat us in the Super Bowl, Joe Flacco may never want to come into the Bay Area ever again. Like that just might be like, nah, bro. Like I'll tip my cap to Patrick Mahomes. Like, because let's be real, Patrick Mahomes is a little elite quarterback. Like Patrick Mahomes is a damn dude. He could do shit that humans can't do. Okay, but Joe Flacco ain't that fucking dude. I'm not losing a fucking second Super Bowl to Joe fucking Flacco. That's not happening. On God. I don't care if I gotta walk my ass to Vegas, nigga. Like, that's just not.
He was like falling asleep on the sideline. Like, look, this dude is so old he can't even stay up for a football game. This shit was. I was dying. Like,
that's not a good look. That's not a good look. Hey, you know what made me feel kind of better today, bro? Like, cause I've been feeling kind of old lately, right? And I looked up today because I was telling my girl, I was like, babe, like I would believe. Besides, I believe there's probably not a player in the NFL that's older than me, and it was a kicker. It was whoever shit out. But I was like, besides the kicker, I was like, everybody's younger than me. It just made me feel old, but that made me feel good. But yeah, Joe Flacco. As long as Joe Flacco's in the NFL, I do not feel old. I feel young. But ultimately, as we wrap this up, I think this has to be it, Jason, because what else is going to go right? So Brock's going to have another MVP season next year, right? Set franchise record. We're going to have 4,000-yard players from the scrimmage. CMC is going to be a fucking MVP candidate. We're going to lead the league in Trent's coming back. We're going to lead the league in fucking picks again. Like all these things are going to happen again.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we can't get ahead of ourselves. There's still quite a bit of football to play, but I'm starting to get a feeling that this, and I know we've said this before.
Yes,
but it's just like this feels like this one's special.
I feel because let's be real. The reason that as a Niner fan, last year was a little weird feeling because it was like, okay, so we're gonna win. What was it? 12 games, in a row. You feel me? That like we're just gonna win. Like it's just like okay, like we're not gonna have a bad week. But whatever would have happened to the Super Bowl, we at least feel. Last year felt incomplete because we didn't even get a chance to compete for a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then you continue into this year. And it kind of looked very similar to last year when Brock was in. Right? Like enough to say maybe this isn't a fluke. Right? You know, what we didn't give Brock credit for, maybe he could get better. JP and Angel in outfield could happen. I mean,
yeah, it's barely been over a year since he's been the starter. You know, Mr. Relevant takes team to takes in for Jimmy G, who people were just basically throwing the season away at that point. We go on that incredible run, and in the last game, he basically has his arm ripped off, to an extent with his ligaments and everything. Comes back better than comes back a lot sooner than a lot of us had anticipated, and now he's playing even better than he played last year. And like I said, this is barely all of this. It is barely over a year since this crazy train ride has fucking gone on.
That's how I'm feeling. Is that like you and I just listened? So everybody's gonna get better, next year. Nobody's gonna progress. Nobody's gonna retire. We're gonna be able to keep everybody. But like off-season talk, but it's time to start questioning whether Arik Armstead is worth it. As we have to look at trimming some of the fat from this roster. Tough decisions have to be made.
There's going to be a couple tough decisions coming in the offseason.
And
but that's
decisions nobody wants. Yeah, that's an off-season show. Jason, final thoughts?
It's a good week. I still have not actually watched the full game yet. All I did was watch the highlight video that I put up, which even though we're not doing thousands and thousands of views again on this video.
Was that 100 something last time I saw?
Yeah, I think it was almost like 110. So, still pretty good video for us. So that's all I've watched. I haven't had a chance yesterday or today, just been too busy. So I'll probably maybe sit down later tonight or tomorrow and actually sit down and watch the full video. So it's hard for me to give a perspective on this game just simply because I didn't watch everything play out. Like I know you were trying to ask me when the score was 10-10 and all that kind of stuff. I was like, I don't know how it felt. I was busy.
I'm here to tell you that's essentially when we won the ball game.
Yeah,
because that's when turnovers started happening. Let's be real. It looked like every 49er game, which is, hey, this game could get weird. Oh wait, we're the Charvarius Ward has a pick, almost scores a touchdown. Demo should have had two picks. The third quarter happens. Demo really should have had 2 picks this game, honestly.
Demo? Or Demo? Oh, I thought you said Debo. I was like, Debo. Like, was it that bad?
Demo. Right. Debo at corner.
Like, damn, I knew the back end was getting a little thin, but damn.
Oh, bro. Anyway.
But yes.
All right.
But then we have our big announcement for stuff going on
go ahead.
This Friday. We'll save that for Friday.
Yeah. So next we will have a big announcement next Friday about this coming up Friday about next Friday.
Friday wasn't the Friday after?
Yeah. This Friday about the Friday after.
Okay.
Run D has stuck without Armstead. If we can get a run stuffer to replace him, that's possible. Yeah. Okay, so you mean to tell me you're not gonna and I'm not arguing that Arik Armstead is not an elite run stopper, that he's not, does everything that he does. What I'm arguing is that, okay, then David McNiner, answer this. Would you rather have BA or Arik Armstead? Would you rather have Chase Young or Arik Armstead?
Well, I think you have to factor in with how often he's getting injured, and it seems to be happening more and more with his foot. At his age, at what point could we find someone or a couple of someone? I'm sorry?
As injury history, let's not pretend like he's had a clean bill of health his whole career.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not necessarily do we want him? It's is it worth the money to keep someone who's had an injury it just seems to be getting worse. As
it's
the
clearly the
years
same
go.
issue he dealt with last year.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad to get back into everything this week. Yeah.
All right, brother. So we will see you Friday 6.
Friday at 6. Same time, same bat channel.
Same faithful time, same faithful channel. All right, bro.
All right. Bye for Ty.
All right, y'all. Thank everybody for tuning in. Great show. I thought it was good. I'm so is more valuable. Keeping Chase Young would be nice. That's what I'm getting at, David. That's what I'm getting at. Is I love Eric Armstead, but if you tell me BA Chase Young, which you probably, you're not getting BA and Chase Young for what you're paying Eric Armstead, but as we have to make decisions, thanks BC, as we have to make decisions going into the future about this team, these are questions we have to ask ourselves. All right, y'all. Number 1 seed, baby. Awesome. I still will be going to the game. We'll see y'all Friday. Before we get out of here, help out Niner Faithful Radio by using our shop49ers.com affiliate link. Link is in the description of the video or podcast. Go to SeatGiant.com. Use the promo code Niner Faithful Radio to save on all your theater, concert, and sporting event tickets, as well as help out the show. Check us out Friday, 6 p.m. here on the West Coast. Follow us social media, Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr at Niner Faithful Radio, Twitter at Niner Faithful R. See everywhere you can subscribe at NinerFaithfulRadio.com/subscribe. Catch all our game day shows. I will do pregame. Jason will be doing halftime. Jamie will be doing postgame. And, of course, the coupon code for 20% off of all Season 3 for the Faithful by the Faithful apparel will be BLA. Look, game not mean nothing in the standings, but I really don't want to lose to the fucking Yams. I mean, at the end of the day, bro.
Same old sorry-ass man. So long.
I mean, you feel me? All right, we'll catch y'all next week. Till then, faith, love, and happiness. Go Niners.